the program became Division I and joined the NCAA as an independent team. What was that first season like for you guys?
It was a lot of fun because we knew that there was a lot of work, but it was really, we were committed to building the foundation. We didn't want to judge ourselves on wins and losses, but judge on how well we built the values of the program, and that was really fun. It was a great time. We happened to have awesome individuals that were here already that really bought into that. So everything we did, along with the players, the staff, the administration, the student section, everything was new and fun, and we did it for the right reasons. And looking back on it, it was probably one of the best experiences.
What was it like for you after that first season? What did you learn as a coach?
We learned that there's a long way to go, but we learned that we were going the right direction. That's what we learned, and we also learned how great Penn State was. We had, we had high expectations and thoughts about what was going to happen here, but didn't really know if it was realistic. And right away, the way the community and the university and the students took to the program was just awesome and really motivating too. You really knew that just by the feel of how we were supported, that this could be something special.
And just kind of talking about the hockey community when you first got here and then the hype around becoming Division I. What was the hockey community kind of like here at Penn State?
It was actually better than I think anybody realized. I think there were people that knew that there was a lot of educated fans here, and I had never gone to some of the bars downstairs or downtown, but you knew that there was Philadelphia Flyer bars and Pittsburgh Penguin bars, and on nights that they played, you looked around campus and there was a lot of Penguins jerseys and Flyer jerseys, and then now after what Mr. Pegula did, there's a lot of Buffalo jerseys as well, and others. So there were a lot of hockey fans here. We really didn't realize how educated they were and how abundant they were. So that was something that was obviously immediate and something we didn't expect.
When you talk about recruiting guys to come play in Pennsylvania and you look at other schools in big hockey states like Minnesota and Michigan, how do you kind of get guys to come play here in Pennsylvania versus going to other schools in states like that?
Yeah, so there's a few things. So one is, I think one of the visions of Mr. Pegula was that his arena wasn't just going to be for Division I hockey here. It was going to be as a catalyst and motivation to improve hockey in Center County area. And there's always been good players that came out of the East and the West, and now I think you're going to start to see a lot more players that are almost homegrown that have really been motivated often because of what they see here. So there have been great players that have left the state, and I think now that there's a program like this that are more motivated to stay here. So that's one of the reasons. And then the other thing is I really feel that Penn State is just a really, really special university that you mentioned a couple of the other very bigger hockey states, more traditional hockey states, that when they see what's going on at Penn State, they know the value of the university and the reputation of it. They want to be a part of that. And now that our program is having success and they see the atmosphere here, I think that makes it attractive to whether you're from Minnesota or Massachusetts or Michigan or Canada or Finland or Russia. It's something you want to be a part of.
How has the recruiting changed for you from when you first got here and everything was so small to now the program being so big?
Yeah, well, one difference is we don't get a lot of, when we first started, there was a lot of the comments that Penn State's great. I would love to be a part of that, but you know what, I don't want to lose for 4 years. We heard that a lot. So the guys that we got here were very committed, and they almost had the I want to build it attitude, and that was really great. And I hope we never lose that, but now we're not hearing, geez, it's a great program, but I don't want to lose for 4 years. So that's a big change. And so we're getting, I think, a little bit different profile of player that is being attracted to us.
Talking about the 2013-2014 season, that's when Penn State became one of the 6 teams to form the Big Ten Hockey Conference. What was it like to finally, not be an independent team, be a part of a conference where the competition level is so high?
Yeah, there's a lot of anticipation to having a Big Ten conference, and it's something, I've been in college hockey now 20 years, it's something that we actually heard about a long, long time ago. A lot of people were optimistic that someday it would happen, and when it came, there's a lot of anticipation, a lot of very high expectations on what's going to happen, and we were a very new conference. I tell you what, it doesn't make it easy. It's you have the monsters of college hockey in one conference, and every night it's exciting and it's great because you're going to play you know, when you come to Pagula Ice Arena in the Big Ten, you're going to see future NHL stars, and you're going to see really high quality hockey. It's going to be very intense, just like any programs in the Big Ten play against each other with whatever sport it is. But I tell you what, it's difficult. I mean, it's tough. It makes it hard. We have only 16 teams make the NCAA tournament, and when it's a battle every night and you can play really well and lose, it can be a tough conference. But that's why people come to Penn State to compete against the best, so we definitely have that.
Just kind of sitting right here in Pagula and looking out at this arena, how important was it to have kind of a nice state-of-the-art facility like this for you guys to play in and for people to come and watch you guys?
I do think it's important. It obviously helps in a lot of aspects of the program, but if you look around the Big Ten, they all have, you know, this isn't the only great building. I think it's the best. It certainly has, I'm biased, I think it absolutely has the best atmosphere, but Big Ten hockey is very well received in all of the buildings. They have great buildings, they have a lot of support, and I think if you're going to compete at this level, it's a necessity, and I couldn't be more happy, respectful, impressed by how the Pagulas and the administration went about this. They certainly did it the right way. They didn't cut corners. They wanted to do it right, and they certainly did.
Looking at the 2016-2017 season, you guys did some incredible things in that season. I mean, you guys had an 11-game win streak that started on October 22nd, lasted until December 2nd. You guys had the 2 double overtime wins in the Big Ten tournament. You won the Big Ten tournament against Wisconsin, and then you went to the NCAA regional finals that year. I mean, how fun of a season was that from just the start to taking all that into consideration?
It was magical. Until it happened, I don't know if anybody thought that it was possible at that time. I think a lot of people thought that down the road something like that might happen, but certainly not in 2017. That it wasn't supposed to happen yet, and to be a part of that and to watch the guys perform at such a high level was really awesome. I mean, it was magical. It really was. The season itself, as you mentioned, we had an 11-game unbeaten streak, was really good, but going into when you play in the Big Ten and it's a battle, and we really needed to win it to get to the NCAA tournament. And when we did, and the way we happened, I mean, it was, as you mentioned, two double overtime games. We had to play back-to-back. The teams we ended up playing in both the semis and the finals didn't have to play 3 games. We did. I mean, everything was stacked against us. And for the guys to come out on top was so awesome, so fun to watch. A couple of moments that Eric Audio's goal that really solidified us going to the NCAA tournament, beating Minnesota, was something we'll never forget. Peyton Jones's play throughout the whole thing was phenomenal, and him making stops that you should not make to save the game was incredible. And then obviously Liam Folks ending it all was, I mean, you never forget that stuff.
When that season came to an end, and what did you think when you kind of looked back and you had that time to let it sink in and you think about everything you guys were able to achieve? First
of all, what a great time it was. I mean, it was fun. The guys had a blast. It's something that's a big part of just the feeling you get why you want to be a part of something like that. I think we did it the right way. There's really high quality guys that as well as they achieved on the ice, they were equally off the ice. I mean, our GPA went up. I mean, everything. It was just everything aspect of the program was really fun to be a part of, and I thought in really good, valued ways. So that was number one. And then number two is, man, it happened. Like I can't believe this happened so quickly. It's unbelievable. And there was some aspect of it that maybe it was a fluke, but fluke or not, it happened, and they can't ever take that away.
Then looking at the squad that you have this season, I know that there's a lot of talk about comparing it to that 2016-2017 team and just how much talent there is. What kind of similarities do you see between both those teams? I know some of them still have the same guys.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think that the year after last year, the way the team played at the end of the year was probably the best that this program has ever played. Against Minnesota, beat them 4 times in a row. A great program that was, I think, number 8 in the country at the time. That was phenomenal hockey, and that really, I think, solidified where it wasn't a fluke. This team's for real. And then coming in this year, I think we learned a lot of lessons. Last year, we learned lessons about how to manage expectations, about how to control what we can control, and try to apply it to this year. And so the similarities, I think, we play fast. It's always been our identity. We have a lot of guys that love to score, and and when I say play fast, that's not only offensively but defensively. So we love the style. That's the similarity, and it's just a matter if we can get it done.
Give me 3 words that you think kind of describe this year's team and why.
Well, fun. I got to say that first. I mean, they have a blast together. There's been a lot of talk about, I think right now we have the #1 scoring line in the nation with Liam Folks and Evan Barrett and Alex Limoges. And I think the thing that stands out to me about them is just how much fun they have. So I'll have to say fun, #1, fast. #2, I'm looking for another F, but I would say hardworking. I mean, it's a fun team, it's a fast team, but they work really hard.
And there's still, kind of when you look at the program, some of those boxes that you guys still want to check. I mean, getting past the NCAA regional finals and all that, what do you think it's going to take to still check off some of those boxes?
Yeah, until last year we thought that what it was going to take is that adding certain things in to add on to our foundation, our program. And I think one of the things that we learned last year, specifically how we played at the end of the year to beat Minnesota, was that it's not a matter of adding things, it's a matter of doing what we do even better. So that's what it's going to take. And it's easy to say, but it's very, very difficult to continue to improve on what you do already pretty well. But the best teams in the nation do what they do at an extremely high level, and that's where we have to get to. It's not, we don't have to add, we don't. We have to continue to get better at what we do, and honestly, I think we're already at a pretty high level. So to go from, often to go from here to here is a lot easier than going from here to here, but that's what we have to do. That's what it's going to take.
When you look back to your first year here and now you entering your 7th season, I think, as a coach, when you look at all that time and think about all the experiences that you've had, what do you think about that, and what does the future kind of look like for you and just the program in general?
Yeah, there's a lot of great experiences that's been fun, great to be a part of, and that we'll never forget. And some of them are on the ice, a lot of them are in the stands, and a lot of it is just the feel of the program. And I think when I look back at 7 years and how it is, it's the feeling that you get here at Pegula Ice Arena. It really is. It's different. You feel it. It's not that you only see it and hear it. You really feel it. That's something that I think not only myself and the staff, but every player looks forward to. That's why it's so great to come here. It's something you come out when the puck drops and you can see everybody and feel the atmosphere. That's what really makes it special.
When you think about just how much the program has grown, where do you see it kind of going from there and just the future of it?
I really think that this is going to be I think the sky's the limit. I do. I think there was a lot of, we wanted to build a great foundation. We wanted to have success and check off those boxes that you talked about. And now, I mean, this isn't to add pressure to us, but I really feel the next step for the program is to get it done. I mean, to win championships. And it's a little bit, that's what Penn State does. So if we're going to be here, we better try fit in.